Hey guys, welcome back to the Gifted but Human podcast, and it's your host, your girl, Maradike Okukbe, and I just want to say a very big thank you to every single person that, listened to episode 1 and showed so much love. I'm very, very grateful, and, I'm just so excited for episode 2. Sorry that episode 2 took so long. I was just trying to figure something out, and I was trying to be a perfectionist for no reason, because I really just want the best for, people that are listening, my viewers, my listeners. I really want to encourage people. I'm really, really passionate about people, guys. So with all of that said, what are we talking about today in this episode? What are we talking about? So today in this episode, we're talking about how to use your gifts as a side hustle or a business or an expression of wealth. What do I mean by that? Should I say that again? So just before I go into this, I want to do a bit of a recap of episode 1. If you haven't listened or watched it, depending on where you are hearing me from, I would really recommend you go back, because I really went, in depth explaining what purpose, calling, and gifts are. But I'll just do a mini recap. But if you want to really get the gist, please go back to episode 1, okay? So just a recap. I mentioned that, your purpose is, I do believe as a Christian human being is to honestly just to expand God's kingdom, give God glory, bring more people to Christ and everything. How you do that is your calling, and then your gifts are now what you use, the ability, the tools, the form of expression you use to achieve your calling. And within your gifts, there are supportive gifts and there are core gifts. So today, I'm talking about both the supportive and core gifts. So with everything I had just explained, imagine everything as like a big circle. Do you get what I mean? So like, for example, start with like the first one, a very big circle, purpose circle. So imagine a circle. You guys, I'm a creative, so I'm very visual, I'm very imaginative. So just indulge me here and there. So imagine a very big circle. Purpose is named purpose, and then inside that purpose circle, there's another circle called calling. Inside that calling circle, there's another circle called gifts. And in that circle, it's split into 2, core gifts and supportive gifts. Are you following the gist? And so today, we're really going to go into both the core and supportive gifts and how you can use it to make money for yourself, use it to start a business, side hustle, or an expression of wealth. Because I really do believe, apart from, expanding God's kingdom, bringing glory to God, I really do believe He's blessed us this gift so we can bless ourselves and bless others and also fund the kingdom. Kingdom expansion. Kingdom expansion needs money, yeah? And how do you make money apart from your 9 to 5? It's having a hustle, side business or hustle. I really think I feel like it's just not, I just don't think it's ideal. I might be wrong. I think it's really nice if you can have multiple streams of income. I think it's really cool. I think it's really key. I think it's very vital. So that's where using your other gifts matter. Just having multiple streams of income, I think is really, really good. Just having a backup plan. So as I mentioned in episode 1, your core gifts, as the word says, core. We have gifts that they are stronger on its own. They're so very independent. They're very, very independent, and they stand out and they really push and support your calling so you can achieve your purpose. And your supportive gifts, like the word says, supportive, they support your core gifts. On its own, they might not really stand so independently on their own. You might not be not as great as you are with your core gifts, but they're still quite as useful. They're still quite important, and it varies for different people. And I feel like we have all sorts of gifts. It's not just limited to the ones everyone knows, singing, dancing, cooking, sewing. There are so many things, even just the way you express yourself, your ability, your personality, an idea, different things. There are different forms of gifts, and it really just matters. And as I mentioned in episode 1, at the end of the day, the best person to just help you define, identify, and just do everything is God and the Holy Spirit. He created you. Go back to the manual. He will tell you what you need to do and how you need to do it. Like I said, I think it's really important, we utilize our gifts as a form of expression of wealth. I think it's good. It's not compulsory, it's not for everyone, but if you want to have financial stability, increase your financial capacity, I think it's good to use your gifts as an expression of wealth or means to, expand, your income. And when you're using these gifts, please hear me clearly. It doesn't mean it's your calling. It's an extended part of what you do. So you using your gifts as a business is not necessarily your calling. Let me make that very clear. So it varies for everyone, but for some people their business is their calling. So this video is for people that you already know your calling, you know what God has called you to do, but it's gonna take time for it to bring forth fruit and everything, and you want to make money in other ways. You can use your other gifts, because remember, your gifts are not the goal. The purpose and calling are goals, and your gifts is what you use to achieve those goals. So and I feel like at the same time you can pick 1 or 2 or 3 gifts and use it as a form of source of income. I don't think there's anything wrong in that. So let me give an example to make it more practical. So for example, God can call someone to bring children to Christ, to help them emotionally, mentally, to develop them young and everything. And that's what God has called them to be. But at the same time, they know how to make hair. They're really good at making hair. So how you can use that as a side hustle, as a business or an expression of wealth is, you can be doing children's hair. Their parents will pay you, and as you're doing their hair, you are getting to know them. You are preaching to them. You are encouraging them. You are giving them advice. Let me try and use another example. Let's say for someone is called to government, they are meant to go. The Lord has called them to be in front of kings, presidents, prime ministers, to make sure that the rules made favor people, favor Christians, favor people that are in need. So that kind of calling can take a while to implement change. But in the meantime, apart from doing their 9 to 5 or whatever projects they're doing, in the meantime, they can use something else to make money. They can consult for people and they can get paid. They can do coaching for public speaking, because I feel sometimes people that are called to government, they're really good at public speaking. The person can do public speaking, mentorship or coaching. So are you people getting what I'm saying? So that's what this episode is really about. I'm really going to break it down and explain it to you guys. But I want to say 1 or 2 verses to start the podcast and everything. Proverbs 28 verse 19 NLT. A hard worker has plenty of food, but a person who chases fantasies ends up in poverty. Wow. That's both. I personally, the book of Proverbs is very, when it used to shake tables, you just be like, wow, am I the problem? Yes, you are. Okay, not you. When I read it sometimes, I'm like, am I the problem? I'm like, yeah, Dex, you kind of are sometimes. It really just holds me accountable here and there. So I really wanted to say this one because, for example, a lot of us have dreams. A lot of us have hopes. But it's not enough to be a dreamer. It's not enough to have ideas. How are you putting it to work? How are you making it make something for you? Like the Bible says, faith without works is dead. How are you utilizing it? You can't just say, oh, I can do this. I wish I can do this. You have to put in the work to make something actually happen. Nobody can do it but you. Nobody can carry your gift more than you. Nobody can carry your calling more than you. So let's go into this now. So first of all, do you want to do a side hustle or do you want to just start it as a full-on business? Personally, because I've done the two. And this is my own personal opinion. I might be wrong. It might not work for you. This is what I believe and I think it has worked, and just see how it applies to you. I feel like if you aren't fully financially stable and you are still kind of early on in your career, personally, I think you should start it off as a side hustle first. Obviously, I'm grateful for my journey. And I'm so grateful that, I have my business and everything. But I think I went into it too early. Nobody really agrees with me, but it's good to start early. But I feel like doing it full time. I think that's what I mean. I think if I can go back, I think I would have waited to do it full time so early. But everything happens for a reason. That's why I'm like, all the mistakes I made, everything, I'm able to share it to help somebody else. But again, that's my own story. That's my own journey. That doesn't necessarily have to be yours. So so ideally, personally, I think it's wise. It can be wise to start it off as a side hustle first, and then as it grows and as things get better, you can now do it full time. But sometimes some people just take the leap of faith. They're like, oh yeah, I don't want to work for anyone. I want to put in all I can into the business, and that's fine. But I just want you to prepare your mind. It is not for the faint-hearted. Doing entrepreneurship full time, it is not for the faint-hearted. You can never fully be ready for something, but I would advise you to prepare your mind mentally, spiritually, everything, because it can be a lot and it can take a toll on you. But don't get me wrong, it can end up being worth it at the end of the day. So I don't want to dwell into that too much. I think I'll devote a whole episode into that. So yeah, I'm going to be sharing tips and steps. Okay, I think I will start with steps and then a bit of tips to just help you, navigate. So before I start, go into this, for the people that don't know me, I'm a photographer. I think I mentioned that in my episode 1 and in the intro. I'm a photographer. The name of my business is DPK Media, and I've been running my business for about 8 years now, to the glory of God. It's not been easy, but it's been worth it, and I feel like it has made me to be the amazing woman that I am today. And it's just been a very beautiful journey, and I've just learned so much, and I just feel like I have a lot to share. Initially, I had a lot of imposter syndrome, like, oh, what do I know I'm talking about? What do you think you're doing? But nah, I'm going to take my flowers or I'm going to take it. It's not easy. And I started quite young, and I'm so grateful. So I just really do believe that, there's some things I wish someone told me before I started. There's some things, don't get me wrong, I did get some support, but there are not a lot of people like me when I first initially started. So that's why I'm so passionate about helping people. So everything I'm going to tell you with these steps is what I did and the things I wish I did as well, that I ended up implementing later on. But that's why sometimes God allows some people like us to go through certain things so other people won't go through it, or to let you know that this mountain can be moved. Do you get what I mean? So firstly, if you're thinking of turning 1 or 2 gifts or whatever gifts you have into a side hustle, the first thing you need to do is pray and seek the face of God. First of all, because, like I mentioned in episode 1, you need to know after knowing your purpose, seek the face of God about your calling and what gifts you have. Once you've done all of that, you cannot ask him, okay, God, you've called me to this, but I would like to have financial stability. I want to increase my financial capacity. What gifts can I use to be an expression of wealth for me? How can I make my gifts work for me to make money? You can pray about it, and he would really reveal things to you. And with time things are cleared up. So I can't really, because I'm not God, I'm not your God. The only person that can tell you this is God. After you've prayed and you feel like he's confirmed with his word, he's told you this and that, or he uses different people to speak to us and different ways to speak to us. Once he's done that, you can now move on to this step I'm about to talk about. So after God has revealed stuff to you with the wisdom of God and clarity, you need to do a bit of deep reflection. Really think about it. Ask yourself questions. Ask people questions that, what do you think about this? What do you think I'm good at? What do you think my strengths are? You also need to ask yourself, what are your strengths? What do you think you're good at? What can you take? What can you not take? I really do believe that if you really want to start a side hustle or a business with any of your gifts, you really need to think deep. You really need to ask yourself tough questions and really be honest to yourself, because like I mentioned, starting a business, running a business, it's not easy, but it's worth it. And because I'm a very real person, I think entrepreneurship is beautiful, but I think it requires a lot of patience, wisdom, and strength. So after you've asked yourself deep questions, I think it's really important to have a journal or a book or somewhere where you write all these things, because it will take planning, but don't be scared. It's something that if it's something you're passionate about and it comes naturally to you, you'll be fine. So after you've done a bit of reflection, deep thinking, all of that, do research. Just don't go with the wing. Oh my gosh, I can do this. Superman. Hello, baby boy. Hello, baby girl. You need to know the work. You need to know what's the word? You have to fill yourself with knowledge and wisdom. You need to fill yourself with understanding, knowledge. Knowledge is power. People, as I'm getting older, I'm just realizing that knowledge is power. It really can set you free from a lot of things, especially ignorance. And ignorance is not an excuse. It's not an excuse to get away with some stuff. So I do believe do your research, see what the market is like, see what people are doing here and there, see how other people are doing it, who is leading in the market, how are people doing this, how are people doing that, and really try and ask yourself, what kind of brand do you want? What kind of business do you want? Do you want to be catering to just, premium people or mass market or luxury? And there's no shame in that, even though I do believe that everyone has to start from somewhere. It's still good to have an idea of where you want to be positioned in the market. There is nothing wrong with that. Then find mentors in the industry, start networking, try and see what people are saying about, say, if you can get a mentor, someone that can mentor you, someone you can, this is also linked to the next one, training. I think you should try and get some training, whether it's free or paid for. Maybe you can ask someone to sponsor you or pray to God to provide to help someone to sponsor you. I do believe it's good to master your craft. I think it's really important to learn your craft. I think it's really important to get some form of training, mentorship, school on to improve your skills. So I have a particular Bible verse that can help support this. So it is Proverbs 22 verse 29. You know how I said that Proverbs used to shake a few tables. So do you see someone skilled in their work? They will serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low rank. Wow. That's boss. Like I said, this proverb, this book of Proverbs, what this is saying, what I believe this is saying is that, when you are skilled in your work, your work will speak for itself. Your work will speak for itself, and you serve before kings. Not just not that anybody is low, but you would have a standard. You would, because your work speaks for yourself, and and there's a part of the Bible in Proverbs that says that your gift will make room before great people, and yeah, that is it. That's very, very powerful. So after you've done research, you found, someone to train and everything, you've gotten the knowledge, the skills, everything. This is very important. A lot of people might not agree, but I think it's important to narrow it down. Don't be too broad. Don't be too general. You need to pick a target audience and a niche. And for people that, they're not really, you don't know anything about that, what I mean by target audience. Target audience is the group of people you want to sell to. It's a group of people you want to cater to. And then I feel like you shouldn't only stop there. You now need to identify what your niche is. And what is a niche? A niche is a socialized group or service you want to cater to or people you want to sell to. So let me put this into context. For example, let's say you sew, for example, and you like to sew. Who do you want to be sewing for? So let's say you like to sew. So maybe your target audience is women. So a niche can be older women. You only want to be sewing to the elderly, like the big aunties, Yoruba aunties, and that could be a niche, and there's nothing wrong with that. How to know what niche you need to go into? Prayer and research. See what people are doing. See what's working. There's so many factors that you can use to pick your niche. You can say, okay, what is the most profitable one? What is the one you think you can really blend with? What is the one you think, can really bring out your strengths? What is the one you think that can be very, something that is aligned for you? So it varies. The importance about picking your niche is that it will give you the ability to actually grow and master it, and for people to know that you are for that. And it helps you build customer loyalty, brand loyalty, customer retention. There's so many benefits of it. So as time goes, I'll be breaking this thing down in different episodes, but that's just an example if you're trying to understand what a target market is or a niche is. But I think it's really important. But for some people, they do everything and it's working for them, because the importance of that is because they feel like, you're not putting your eggs in one basket, and you have every chance to maximize your returns. And to be fair, that's a very fair argument. It really is. But I believe that for some people, when you get to a certain level, I think after 5 years of doing photography, I was like, okay, I'm feeling very worn out. I was feeling very heavy, like trying to just split myself into different things. And it's just started affecting my creativity and my, my quality and my productivity. And I was just like, okay, I really need to pick one. And to be fair, I was ready to drop portraits. Like I can do portraits, but I'm not so keen on it. Like you really have to be paying me well, or we kind of have like a sort of relationship, but ideally portraits don't work for me anymore. I just feel like, I think portrait photography became very superficial, and it just isn't what it used to be. And I just can't deal with the extraness of it. But that's the talk for another day, not today. Moving forward. So the first part I've done is like back end work. So that's the first part. It was back end work. That's a lot of inner work, back end work. So now this is the outward kind of work. So this in terms of branding. So after you've gotten your idea, your skills, who you want to target, you need to really think about your brand. Branding is very important. So first of all, get a logo, get a name. Sorry, get a name, then get a logo. Get a name, get a logo. Come up with your brand theme. What colors do you want your brand to stand for? What colors do you want to be known for? It's really important. You can now Canva is such an amazing tool. It helps you design a lot of things. And if you want someone to professionally do it, there are a lot of people that do it on Instagram or LinkedIn, Upwork, Fiverr, all sorts. But personally, if you really want that professional, I think it's good to get a proper graphic designer to do a logo for you. And it kind of takes time, like it stays for a long time, So I've changed mine so many times, but there's one I really go when I was in 2019, and she just really got my vision and it made sense. And that logo to today, I don't think I'm going to change it. So yeah, I think it's really important to get a name, a logo, and everything. And how do you do that? It really differs for everyone. So it depends on what you want to do. There are different ways you can come up with a name. You can literally use your name. You can use your initials. You can use letters from your name, family members' names, people that are important to you, or a word that really resonates with you, or a word from a Bible, or a show, a movie, or things that just align with your sector. For example, so for me, DPK, how did I come up with DPK? So initially I used to cook. Hello. People that know me now will be like, can you? Yes, dears, yes, haters. I used to cook. I wanted to be a chef. So I started off with a blog. So it was Daycare's Pictures and Kitchen. Hello. I was so young and vibrant. So it started off as a blog, and I was looking for a blog name, and I would definitely I was definitely dedicate an episode to how my whole journey started, But yeah, so I just took D from daycare, P for photography, K from kitchen, and that was it. But obviously the kitchen fell off along the line, and everybody already know me as DPK. I said, what I'm going to do now? So I just say, the K is from my name, Maradike or Coupe. It works. So you can come up with things. And then initially I wanted to do it. I remember when I was starting off I remember when I was trying to come up with a name, I use Pixel, I use imagery. There are different things. So like if you know how to cook, you can use cuisine, you can use kitchen, you can use utensils, different things you can come up. So basically, like, you can be your name and something that's from a name from your brand, and put it together. So it really varies. It really depends on what you're looking for, or you want something very simple, something clean. But personally, I think the shorter the better. Just make it very straightforward, very simple, very easygoing, something that people can, because the point of a brand is for you to be memorable, something that people can easily catch and always remember. So DPK, and like, it's so fun, that's even my name now, DPK. So it just clicks. So yeah, DPK. When you say DPK, it stays in your head. It's so easy in your mouth. It's so sweet. DPK. Okay, let me continue. So after you've gotten the name, the branding, the colors, everything, I think it's important to make things very official and formal. A lot of people don't think so, but I think it should be. So depending on where you are, America or in Nigeria or in the UK, get a lawyer and register your business. Or get an accountant to help you, because I think that's what they do in the UK. Please make it official, register it. Let it just be named, because imagine if you took time to come up with an amazing name and then you did not register it, and then when you're not ready to not register it, you not say the name is taken. How are you going to feel? So the earlier the better. Please register your name, trademark it, do the necessary things. There are a lot of people that can do it for you. If you can find a friend or something, I think it's important to do it. So I'm very grateful that my friend helped me. So if you're in Nigeria, you're looking for a lawyer to help you register your business, I know 1 or 2 people that can help you. Message me privately, and I would tell you who can help you. So you can message me at Gifted But Human Podcast, or at DPK, or even my page, Maradike or Coupe. Wow, 3 accounts, only me. It's not easy. So yeah, I feel like once you've made it official, I think it's really good. So start with what you have. Start with what you have. Savings, investments, if you can get investors, family support, and use that to invest into the business. Invest in equipment, good resources. Like, I know, don't put pressure on yourself. Like, honestly, just start what you have. Like, my photography, a lot of people don't know that I started with a baby camera. Because initially it was a family camera and I wanted to upgrade, and I asked my family to give. I asked my parents to help me get a proper camera. I had like £100 or 150, and they balanced the rest. If something is really important to you, you will make time for it. You will put money aside for it. You would really commit to it. You would look for how to invest into it, and don't put yourself under pressure. Give yourself time. Like, when you want to start a business, it's not something that has to be figured out in 1 month. It can take months. It can take weeks. I feel like you should go at God's speed and at your capacity. Don't compare yourself. Follow your own lane. Do you get what I mean? So get the right equipment. So if you had done what I said the first time, the research part, you would have known, okay, what equipment do I need? What resources do I need? From your research, you see what works best for you and according to your budget. And honestly, just start with what you have. Just start with what you have. If it's an iPhone, get an iPhone. If it's a baby camera, get a baby camera. If it's a graphic designer, social media, like whatever it is, start with what you have. If you can afford to outsource some things that can support you, you can do that as well. But again, don't pressure yourself. Start with what you have. And then this is the most important. Okay, I think it's kind of important. I know a lot of people, might not have studied marketing and everything, but marketing is really important. Have a marketing and content plan. Have a marketing plan and strategy plan, and if you have to watch YouTube videos to know what it is, or take a short online course. And a lot of people don't know that marketing is not social media. Social media is a type or form of marketing. There's so much more to just marketing. There's so much more to just social media. Social media is a form of marketing. And what do I mean by that? Let me break it down for you. I'm going to go through my notes because I was like, I really need to let people know. Social media is just not the only thing that is a part of it, is a type of marketing. So there are different types of marketing. There's traditional marketing, there's digital marketing, there's email marketing, there's event marketing, and there's so many other ones. But just for the sake of this video, I will just touch on this one. So traditional marketing, so depending on the business or side hustle you want to start, it really varies. This might be important to you, this might not be important. So again, the type of marketing method you use or tool or platform, it also depends on your target audience and niche. So once you've done your research, your target audience, your niche, you will know what thing to use. For example, if you're targeting like people that are older, like 60-year-olds, like maybe that's what your market works for, social media will not work for you. Digital marketing will not work for you. Traditional marketing is what will work for you. Are you getting what I'm saying? So, for example, traditional marketing, that's, radio, TV, flyers, networking, events marketing can be a form of traditional marketing, but it's a thin line. Do you get what I mean? So, in event marketing, this is where you, depending on what your business is, you engage people, you tell people to come for events, you have events, you host events, and then you're selling your products or your service as you're doing that. And that varies for different people. That's one thing that, I really want to do in the long run, and I'm just praying God to just help me, but we'll get there. So there's email marketing. This email marketing is what I'm really learning nowadays, that is really, really prominent and working. So email marketing gives you the ability to build community, customer retention, because every human being checks their email. And with the email marketing, you have to really be careful. Don't make it very boring. Don't bamboozle people. Don't become spam. Let it be something that can add value, something that can engage people, something that is very interesting. So for example, let's say you sell wigs or you make wigs. So maybe you can make your email marketing maybe twice a month or once every week. And then in the email marketing, with your email marketing, the emails you send to your subscribers or people that, that patronize you, you can send them tips or wig of the week, promo this, tips how to keep their wigs, how to maintain it, how to color, like engaging content, So basically, what you do on social media, it can be translated with email marketing. And I'm really learning that now. It's really prominent. There's someone I really follow. She's a Christian entrepreneur as well. Like she had an event and it sold out, and she did not even once do any social media marketing. it was only email marketing. So even me, I'm speaking to myself, it's something that I really want to get into. Then there's digital marketing, websites, SEO, Google Ads, Google My Business Profile. I'm going to touch on that one. That was that Google My Business is so important. I'll be right there with that. So depending on the kind of business you have, but I really think it's important to have a website, because, from time you can see how social media sometimes can be unreliable. They just don't work. Sometimes they go off or they get banned in some countries, But your website, who's going to ban your website? Your website is somewhere where it is a place where people can go to. You can build traffic, attention, retention. Your portfolio is there. People can book. Like there's a paper trail with that as well. Especially with now, like people are so funny on Instagram, social media. There's no proof of anything. But with the website, you have a proper booking form, everything, and it leaves a paper trail. And there's a lot of information. Everything can be spelt out with your website that social media cannot do. And then there's SEO, that's also so key. Paid ads, Google ads. Like when you search, this near me, there's some businesses or brands that come up and you see ad. It's Google ads that does that. I feel like that's also a good investment as well. But again, I'm going to have a different episode just talking about marketing stuff. Don't worry, guys, I'm here for you. You're about to take over with Gifted But Human podcast. You're about to take over. Your business is going to excel. Your gifts are going to excel. You're going to achieve your calling, and I'm here for you. Don't worry, I got you, guys. I got you. Even if I have to go and do training, Momashi, I will do training. As long as you are doing what God have called you to be and you're successful and you're making money, I'm happy. I'm very happy. But anyways, back to what I was saying. So Google My Business Profile. This one, Babala Fish. This one is so important, especially if you're the kind of person, you have a shop or kind of service that, web that people, they'll be searching for. So like now, for example, restaurant near me, designer shop near me. So this is mostly for people that like hospitality brands, photography brands, media brands. If you're like a designer, so people, if your service is the kind of service that people need to go somewhere, this is really good. So, and it's very free, very simple. You create a profile on Google, and you put your information, your details, opening times, your services, prices, pictures. So when you search African restaurant near me, and you see some things coming up, it's a Google My Business Profile. And when people click on it, you see everything on the side. It's Google My Business Profile. I had that for DPK as well. Maybe if you're watching on YouTube, I'll put an example here. If you're not watching on Spotify, if you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, so go to my YouTube page. You will see it. It's Maridike Okupe on YouTube. So Google My Business is very, very, very important. It's a very nice way for people to find you, to see your services, and to locate you. Especially this is for a kind of business that for proximity purposes is really, really good. I don't know if I said that word properly. So then you know how to have a content plan. So in terms of content plan, content is very key. I'm a content person, as you can see. I think content is really key. Like I said, it's good for social media. It's a type of marketing. So content plan, this can go on your website, email, and social media as well. So you need to also decide what kind of content you want to be putting out there to promote your business. You need to decide what kind of content you want to put out there to be promoting your business. So it can vary. So depending on the nature of your business or niche or target audience, it can either be videos, pictures, or graphics. It really differs. And Canva is really good to, help you with that. Like Canva is very, user friendly, or you can actually get a professional to be helping you. You can be outsourcing it. I feel like if you're not really good with stuff like that, if you can find spare change to give it to someone to help you, I would recommend you do that. You'll be able to maximize, returns and potential, and really get your brand out there. I think it's really good. Then as well, another step, don't guess your prices. Your prices are so important. Again, if you had done like one of the very few steps I mentioned, do research. And part of that research is, what are people charging? What is the market charging? How do you want to position yourself? Like I said, do you want to be like mass market, mass audience, premium, or luxury? And there's no wrong answer. There's no right or wrong. And I feel like pricing is something that, even if people explain it to you, it's a trial and error. It's something that it's something you would learn as time goes on, and you really have to know your worth. You really have to know what you deserve. I really do believe that you can start from where you are. You have to grow. You don't have to breach into the market. I feel like it's okay to start at a reasonable price, but you need to discern when to upgrade. You need to discern when to step up. You need to discern, when you need to start charging your worth. Pricing is one thing. I'm going to dedicate a whole episode to that. Pricing is one thing I am so passionate about, because it took me so long to actually realize what I should be charging, and realize realize what my worth is. And I don't think don't be guessing it, because if you actually do the calculations and you see what it entails to actually run your business, you will not settle for less to your prices, because at the end of the day, you're going to be at a loss. So what I mean by don't guess your prices, how much is it costing you to run your business? What are your fixed costs? What are your variable costs? How do you make profits is when your revenue is more than your expenses and your cost. You need to do the math. If you need to go on YouTube, go and watch it. If you need to do a course, go and do that. If you need to get an accountant, go and get an accountant. But because of the purpose of this video, I won't be able to go into it. But you really should be charging people for your time. Whatever you do, time is money. Time has value. Charge people for your time, depending on what you do. I'm not just talking to photography people, I'm talking to a lot of people. So it really varies, especially if you're more of a product based. That one is different, because there's a lot of costing to go into that. If you're service based, is different as well. But what I would say is, know that you're meant, see what the market is doing and see how to position yourself. Be honest to yourself. Find a balance between something that can still be worth your while and something that can still allow you enter the market comfortably. And then you need to discern when to upgrade, when to step up, and value your time, charge for your time, and put in your cost. Put all those things into consideration. Just don't guess your price. No, please don't guess your price. Let it make sense. It has to make sense. Then have structure and boundaries. This is one thing I learned very early. Like, I don't joke with my business. Ask anyone that knows me. I'm a businesswoman. I don't joke with DPK. I have strong boundaries, and now I'm beginning to put like a stronger structure, and by structure, terms and conditions, booking form, payment structure. You need to have all these things. You need to have terms and conditions. Ideally, I think it's important to have booking from like some sort of paper trail, because I'm not saying people are bad, but some people can be funny. Like, they can come and say you did not say this, you cheated them. But if you have a paper trail, you can hold everybody accountable. It is so important, because I'm not going to lie, customers can embarrass you. They can embarrass you. It's not everyone that wishes you well. You need to have a paper trail. It is so important to have a paper trail. And by boundaries, you don't be a people pleaser. If you're a people pleaser, don't start a business yet, please. I think you should work on it, pray on it first, or go to therapy before you can become a business owner. Because if you're a people pleaser, running a business might be difficult, because at the end of the day, you'll be trying to please people and not actually make your business work. You would always do things at the cost or expense of your business to please people or to make people happy, but at the end of the day, your business is suffering for it. And for me, I don't personally think it's wise. That's why I said that it's really important to do all these formalities. Register your business, have a structure in line. You're building a brand. You are a separate entity from your business. Yes, I'm daycare and there's DPK, but we're separate. We are very separate. And, because obviously I had a studio, I had a team. I don't have that right now, but that doesn't mean I'm going to be treating my business any less. I'm still going to be giving big business energy. And I think that's another important tip as well. Even if you're not where you want to be and you're just starting, yes, you can be humble and everything, but how you carry yourself is how people would address you and treat you. You need to give yourself, credit for that. You need to give yourself grace for that. Give big business energy. People will not disrespect you that way. You need to have boundaries. You are a separate entity from your business. Have boundaries with family members, your best friends, colleagues, church members, even strangers. Everybody have boundaries. Your business is your business, and you are a separate person. You're a separate entity. Don't allow sentiment get into it, because when sentiment starts getting into it, it will be at the cost of your business, and your business might struggle to grow because you're always doing things out of emotions. With running a business, you don't get me wrong, you can have empathy, you can be considerate, but you cannot be emotional or too sentimental. You have to be logical and you have to be firm. You are a separate person from your business. You are a separate entity. The earlier, because how you start is how you finish. What you allow from the beginning is what you allow. From the beginning, I don't used to joke with money, and everybody knows DK does not joke with her money. So, boundaries. Anyways, but are you getting the gist? So yeah, have boundaries because have boundaries. The family, friends, people that that want to patronize you, have boundaries. Have a structure in place. Even if obviously you are still growing, you are still starting, but start thinking, okay, how can I have a structure? Like, okay, when people want to inquire, what is the process? You need to have a process. You need to have policies. You need to have, there should be a paper trail. There should be a paper trail. It should not be, oh, you said this, I said this person said this. It's just stressful. It's a lot of stress, honestly. Worth it. Honestly, I'm not like to me like paro. I can't lie. That means I can't lie. It's good to just have structure and boundaries in place. All right. Next step or tip: invest in your gift. So even as you are making money, as you've started with the little money you are making, don't get carried away. Like, again, this is another way I talk about structure and policies and boundaries. Even though you are making money from your business, you have to have a structure and policy in place that you are paying yourself as a CEO or a staff. There should be money aside for the business. You shouldn't just make some, like let's say for example, you made £500 for something. You will now just blow the whole £500 on yourself. No, dear. You can come up with a particular percentage or commission or salary you want to be paying yourself per gig or per month, and then the rest goes back into your business. The rest goes back into investing into your business for it to grow, because things are always changing, things are always evolving. You need to get the latest gear, the latest resources. Even you as yourself, you need to train people, you need to train yourself. So there should be money for your business. Your business should even have emergency fund. You should have for things things to cover the variable costs, like cash flow, things that funds that, like, in case you have an emergency, you have money to pay for certain things, and things to keep the business flowing on a regular basis. It's a lot of stuff. I really do believe that you should really do research, see what it is to run a business, and listen to podcasts like this. You should definitely have your business should have cash flow. You should have something that can cover running costs. Just don't blow. As you get money, think about it, relax. See how you are splitting things, but definitely, personally, I don't think 50% of whatever you earn, minimum 50 or 40%, should go back to your business. Minimum. Or even now with me personally, because I'm very strict to myself, that's even too much. Like, okay, I'm gonna give you guys some secrets. So ideally, when I make for my business, that's why I feel like it's important to have it as a side hustle sometimes, as not your only source of income. Or even if it's your full-on business, you have other streams of income, so that number one, you don't take clients out of desperation, and you can actually you can use money somewhere else to fund you and your lifestyle and live your business money. So, but obviously everyone is different. We all have to start from somewhere. But personally, I would advise, if you don't want to do it as a side hustle and it's your full-on business, if you can come up with another source of income, it will make sense. But if you can't, just try and be strict to yourself. Just don't spend all the money on you alone. Try and keep some, whether it's 50% of it or 40%, and invest it back into the business. It can be less, so, but me personally, because I know some people say it can be less, but me personally, I think the more the better, because your business is so important. There's so many costs that come up with this. You should always be ready. Never cut on fresh. Never cut on fresh. So yeah, that's just what I mean. Always invest back into your business. Always invest. And then, constantly pray and commit it to God's hands. Partner with Jesus. Holy Spirit is the most wise, creative person. You will just wake up, you just see idea, bad left and right. He's the only person that can give you something so smart. So always constantly commit everything. So partner with God and be patient. Humble beginning, be patient. Don't put yourself under pressure. Be patient. Give it time. So Proverbs 13:11 says, wealth gained hastily will dwindle, but whoever gathers little by little will increase it, and that will be your portion in Jesus' name. Start with what you have. Take it one step at a time. Left leg, right leg. Just take it one step at a time. Bas, bos, boo, ba. So yeah, as that Bible verse says, gather a little by little, and eventually you see how God will ascend, it will elevate you. You see how God will elevate you. Don't despise humble beginnings. Start with what you have, and God will bless you. So I wanted to read another Bible verse, Luke 16:10. Whoever can be trusted with very little can also be trusted with much, and whoever is dishonest with very little will also be dishonest with much. So yeah, don't despise humble beginnings. Start with what you have. Don't be ashamed of what you have. Even if you have a small business and it's just one customer, be proud, because it's not easy to start business. It's not easy to actually take an idea, dream about it, pray about it, and actually make it into something, and it's bringing forth fruit. Because some people just stop with the idea part, but you are putting in the work and you are stepping out in faith, and God will bless you. So be proud of yourself. So just to round up everything, I just want to encourage someone that, if you have something the Lord has been telling you to do, whether it's a gift or anything, you need to want to make, money for yourself, have extra financial capacity, have an extra source of income, build generational wealth, step out in faith, ask God to guide and lead you, and listen to all the steps I just said. I'll do a recap, but once you start it, carry it like on your head. Nobody will carry your business more than you. Nobody will love it more than you. Nobody will give it your all no more than you. You really need to give it your all and try your best, and present yourself in a very nice way. Have boundaries, have good structures. Even if you're a small business, you need to have big business energy, and just give it all you can. So just to recap, seek God's face, let him guide you, let him lead you. Think about your core gifts, your supportive gifts, ask questions, do research, see what can work for you, see what can align, pick a target audience, get a niche, branding, good name, logo, register it, have boundaries, have structure, have policies in place, and have a content plan, have a marketing strategy, invest in your business, invest in good resources according to the budget you can afford. Even when you are making money, just don't blow everything away. Take money and invest it back as well. You can also start with friends and family. Just start with friends and family. That's why I said it's important to have boundaries. When you start with friends and family, they would be able to do things for you. Another important tip is word of mouth. Word of mouth is very, very important. Your work, that's why you have to master your craft. Do research in what you're doing, because your work will speak for itself. By the time, because family members and friends, because they love you, they will do something. But if your work is actually good, apart from them supporting you, like when other people patronize you, other people will see, they're like, oh, who did that? Is my friend, or is my sister, or is my this? Let your work speak for yourself. That's why it's very important to invest in what you are doing. Master your crafts, master your skill, get the good resources that you can afford, and just take it one step at a time. So I just want to pray for anyone here that, if you're struggling, you don't know what to do. So in Jesus' name, Father, Lord, we just want to thank you for anyone that is listening to this. If this is what they needed to listen to, Father, Lord, we thank you, Lord, for your leading and your direction. We ask you, Lord, to guide and direct them. Open their eyes and their heart to what you're telling them to do. Open up their eyes to see the business you're telling them to start, or the side hustle you're telling them to start. Give them the resources, bless the works of their hands, oh Lord, and just elevate them. Be with them, guide and direct them. Give them the wisdom. Give them the wisdom on how to handle people and meet people, and, to be confident. Give them the confidence and the boldness to step out in faith. I just ask you, Lord, to bless them. Bless them in Jesus' name. And another tip I forgot to mention, is just trickling here and there. Learn how to talk to people. If you're not a people person, or for you to do side business or a proper business, you need to learn how to talk to people. Because customers, some can be very good, some can be very bad. You really need to have wisdom. Ask God for wisdom. Wisdom is so key. Learning how to run a business and side hustle, it is so, so, so important. You need to know how to talk to people, how to manage things, how to balance things. It's not easy, like they always say, the customer is always right. I don't really agree with that, but we try our best. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this. I really hope this helped someone. And yeah, just as a bonus, because like again, I'm very passionate about what I do, helping people. Even after listening to all my tips, you need extra help. Let's say you really want to, you know, help someone to help you really sit down and so I have 2 slots. I decided that I want to help someone today pro bono. I have 2 slots. If you really want me to help you, if you need help, if you need that extra help, just that extra guidance and advice on how to just really navigate, identify do's and don'ts. I have 2 slots. And I'm more than willing to help someone. We can have a 30 minutes call, and I can just help you, navigate a few things and identify a few things, and just like if you're even coming up with a business idea or a business name, or if you need help with any of the things I've spoken about today, I have about 2 or 3 slots. Okay, let's say 3 because I love talking to people. Let's say 3 slots to just help people. So if you're interested, reach out to me. You can reach out to me at dpkmedia@gmail.com. The media has 2 A's. You can reach out to me on my Gifted But Human podcast Instagram. You can reach out to me on DPK Media Instagram, or even my page Maradike.Kupe Instagram. Just reach out to me and I'll be more than willing to help. So yeah, I do believe I have some experience, and I know that I went through a lot and to get to where I'm at, and it's just by the grace of God. And if I can just help people or share the wisdom and the lessons I've learned, I don't have a problem. So I will see you guys in my next video. Please, if you enjoyed this, okay, please like, share, and subscribe depending on where you're listening to this. Please just help someone. You don't know who would need this. So yeah, God bless you and keep shining. You would excel. Your business would, make room for you before great people. It will make money for you to be a blessing to people around you and to yourself, and to enhance God's kingdom. All right. God bless you. Bye. Mwah.